This is very important for Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI beneficiaries. We are in a critically important phase right now when it comes to raising benefits for nearly 80 million beneficiaries, which is exactly what we'll be talking about in this video, so let's get into it right away. Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am back every single day to keep you updated with all of this information that is changing very rapidly, literally every single day. We're doing anything we possibly can to help out low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries of all of the benefits I mentioned at the beginning of this video to get additional stimulus checks and ultimately permanent raises to benefits going forward into the future. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure to subscribe right down below the video, share this one with your friends, family, social media, and remember, I am here as your advocate. I'm working on your team every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can through these videos. So, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Let's talk through this. So as many of you know, there are actually multiple different proposals on the table right now to raise benefits for all of these millions upon millions of beneficiaries that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Well, in addition to all of these proposals on the table to raise these benefits, we are also looking at a raise coming in 2022 as a result of the cost of living adjustment or COLA raise going forward. Well, as a result of that, we are in this critically important phase, not only because of the COLA raise, but also because of this massive reconciliation bill, otherwise known as a stimulus package, coming down the line here over the next couple weeks and or couple months. However long it takes Congress to actually get their act together and start working on this thing and start pushing it through to the actual finish. So here's the thing. Let's talk about going into 2022 and why this phase that we are in right now is so incredibly important as it pertains to all of your monthly benefits. The phase that we're in right here, right now is literally what is going to indicate your raise in 2022. So let's quickly talk about the COLA raise. So the cost of living adjustment, as many of you know, is an annual adjustment to your benefits based on inflation according to the previous year. So right here, right now, this phase that we're in right now is going to indicate how much you're going to get as a raise on your benefits going forward in 2022. Literally, the phase we're in right now. So here's how they do this. By the way, one little history point. The COLA was implemented in 1975. So, I don't know, just in case you wanted to know that, but they started implementing the COLA in 1975, and it is just each and every year for the cost of living. You know, some years you get a raise of 0%. Some years you get a raise of maybe a 0.6%, something like that. Or some years you might get a raise of, 1.3%, like 2021. However, for 2022, it is looking like a pretty healthy raise coming forward. But the time that we're in right now is going to indicate that, and let me lay it out to you a little bit further. So here's what they do to calculate the COLA raise going into the following year. They take the average inflation of the months of July, August, and September, they average it all together, and then they spit out a number, and that will be the COLA raise for 2022, or the following year. In this case, we're currently looking at the months of July, August, and September. Well, as we currently sit right now, we have one number in the books. We have the number of July, the inflation number from July in the books already. We're waiting on the inflation data out of August and September, and then we can put all these numbers together, throw them in the spinner, throw them in the tumbler, spin them all around, and whatever it comes out on that little white ball, that'll be the COLA raise, right? So here's the thing. For July, the inflation data came out at 0.5%. Okay, that's a little lower than the last few months leading up to July, but either way, that's still quite a bit of inflation on a month-over-month basis. In June, just to put it into perspective, in the month of June, inflation was running at 0.9%, so nearly 1% in just 1 month. Well, it dropped to nearly half of that in July, but either way, that's still historically very, very high. So now that we have one number in the books, we're going to wait for August and September. Once we get those two data points from all 3 months, July, August, and September. We'll put them all together, and then the Social Security Administration will kind of run their calculations, and this is what will determine your COLA raise going into 2022. Now, as we know from previous videos and some new information that was recently released out of the Senior Citizens League, according to their calculations and everything they're seeing right now, based on the inflation data, they are projecting a 6.2% raise on the COLA raise going forward in 2022. Well, if you saw some of my videos over the last few days and or weeks here, I've been laying out these numbers and I've been running the actual calculations for you, telling you what your benefit could look like going forward. For some of those calculations, I mean, we're looking at some pretty healthy numbers. If you want to go back in my videos here, you can scroll back and check out those videos. They're titled something like, how much will Social Security, SSDI, and SSI get? Or how much will SSI get? Check out those videos from just a short time ago, and I have those laid out right there, and I calculate how much your benefit would be based on a 6.2% raise going forward. Now remember, this is just the COLA raise, but we also have those other proposals on the table, which we have talked about in separate videos, to raise these benefits to either 100% of the federal poverty line or 125% of the federal poverty line. Let me lay these out to you really, really quickly. Like I said, I've talked about these in other videos, but let's lay it out again really quickly. And I can always elaborate again in future videos if you would like me to, but I do have other videos dedicated to these topics previously. So here's what we've got. On the table right now, SSI beneficiaries. There's actually a couple different proposals out there right now for you where you could be getting some pretty nice boost to your benefits. The SSI Restoration Act. By the way, I have a dedicated video talking about this not that long ago. Feel free to scroll back and check that out. You'll see it right there for SSI beneficiaries. It's pretty good. But what they want to do with this SSI Restoration Act is they want to boost benefits to 100% of the federal poverty line, which would be $1,073, give or take a couple dollars based on their actual calculations, but that's what it would be. That'd be a $279 per month raise for SSI. That'd be huge, right? Now, for those of you receiving Social Security benefits, the president has his own proposal to raise benefits to 125% of the federal poverty line, which would actually be, according to the current calculations, $16,100 per year, which actually comes out to $1,341 each and every month. Could you imagine that if your benefits got boosted to $1,341 a month? That'd be huge for a lot of you. Based on the comments I see down below, a lot of you, it seems like, receive anywhere between about $600 and $900 a month, just based on the comments that I see. So that'd be a huge, huge raise for many millions of people, right? And just remember, across the board on all of these benefit programs, Social Security retirement, disability, survivors, SSI, and VA, there's about 80 million beneficiaries, 80 million beneficiaries. That's a lot of people, right? I mean, that encompasses like 1/5 of our population in this country. That's a lot of people, right? So anyway, any kind of substantial raise or reform to these programs would be incredibly helpful, but those are still kind of an if and or what at this point right now. But remember, some people want to add these reforms into this massive reconciliation bill, which is coming down the line, which is what I continue to say, why you got to make sure you're subscribed down below so that I can keep you updated as we get further information on this these proposals and these raises to see if they actually want to throw them into the reconciliation bill, right? Pretty good stuff. But at the end of the day, regardless of what happens with those other raises, we will still be looking at a COLA raise for 2022. And right now, these months that we're in right now is going to be very, very important to actually calculate the actual COLA raise in 2022. So, wow, I will keep watching that very closely for you, and I will lay it out as we get more information going forward regarding the COLA and or these other permanent raises that'll boost benefits so much for all of these beneficiaries. So subscribe down below so you don't miss any videos going forward, as we have a lot of really good stuff coming forward with all of these packages and proposals going forward. Not only that, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and I will continue to keep you updated. Go back and check out any of the other videos here on the channel. 1,400 videos right here for you to enjoy. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again in the next video.